I really love this comment. It's beautiful. Thank you. I remember the very first video.
Oh my. Yeah, the more I keep listening to your stories and you keep stitching my comments, I'm just realizing, well, I am Haitian. I do listen very well. I internalize things a lot mentally. I can't stop moving. I can't shut the fuck up, as well as I don't talk much and I don't move often. As well as I have a huge appetite and I don't eat much. As well as I'm the most trusted person in the room, as well as the most chaotic person. I am the loudest and the quietest. I am the fastest and the slowest. I am the hardest worker and the laziest. I stay up the latest and go to sleep the earliest. I'm just like, I'm a fucking walking contradiction now, aren't I? Because how the fuck am I all these things and none of these things all at the same time? It's just trying to figure out how does it make sense in my mind. I never knew who I am, what I liked, and like every room I do realize I was aware that I was changing, and that's because not every room enjoys who I am, so I have to make sure that I don't get kicked out of the rooms because I own nothing here. I know nobody here. I am adopted. I am foreign. These aren't my people, so of course they're not going to like me. So what makes them happy? What do they enjoy to see? I know they might not like me, and I don't even know racism quite yet, but I hope they like me. I really hope they do. I hope if I do this, I hope if I act like this, I hope if I don't say this, I hope if I don't do this, I always be hated for something. Sometimes they'll never tell me. They'll say it's the way that I approached. I was too high with my energy, but when I dialed it down, they said I didn't speak enough, so when I spoke more, they said back to the old thing. It's just like, wait, there might be something about me that you just don't like, and it could be my pigmentation, it could be my youth, it could be my education, it could be the fact that people like to watch me, it could be the fact that I change rooms I walk into. Like, I do notice things now, but when I was younger, I was like, wow, so many people to see. Oh, I want to talk to that one. I want to talk to this one. I want to be around that one. I don't care to be around anybody anymore. I tried telling you what was wrong with me, but you said kids will be kids. I tried to tell you what was bothering me, but you said I was making up a story. I tried to tell you the truth that you taught me to speak, but you don't fucking listen to me, so now I guess I'm the problem for speaking. Sorry, I won't do that in this room. I've learned through you, with you. I can't speak to you. I'm speaking through you, not with you, and that's the issue because I've noticed that there's a problem, but I'm too far low on the totem pole to ever be listened to. But now that I'm an adult and the community, maybe they'll listen to me, but what's my title? What do I do for a living? How much money's in my bank account? What whip do I drive? What do I do with my life? I don't fucking know. And now that I do know the things that I do know, I realize it's not my fault these people don't like me. They have self-image issues and they push it on me, and I'm supposed to be affected by it. But honestly, what you think about me is what you think about me. What I know about me is scary, and I try to tell you guys in nicer ways, but you guys listen to what you want to. I'm not a monster, but I do have potential to be. I have potential to be a lot of things, but I first have to figure out, what do I want to do? Help the world, but how do I help the world that doesn't want to be helped? Help myself, and how do I help me when I focus so much on everybody else? Focus on learning who I am. So I buy all these books to figure out the questions that I never know to ask myself. I try to ask other people to learn them, but that's so I can get off of me. It's easier to focus on things that aren't me. It's easier to be somewhere else that's not here. It's easy to distract myself because growing up, nobody liked me being me, and I even agreed to be on that team. So as an adult, I'm still trying to figure out, is this me, or am I doing it for the scene? Am I doing it to be seen? Am I doing it for them, or am I doing it for me? I want the world to be a better place, but I have to be better in the world to create it. And I also have to use my discernment to know that some people, of course they're going to want help. Who doesn't want help? Everybody wants help. It's those that actually don't want the help that probably need the help, that probably should get the help, because those that don't want the help have not seen help as either helpful or just like, well, I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to be a bother. While other people are just like, I need another servant to serve me. I just need more, and until you're dead, I'll replace you and have another body until I get enough and enough and enough. But there's no such thing as it. Greed's a bitch, and I'm not greedy for existence. I'm not greedy for your attention. I'm not greedy for the money. I'm not greedy for nothing. And I just thought I could give people enough, but some people are bottomless pits, and here I am just trying to be enough, but I'm not enough for me. I'm trying to be enough for them. That's the problem that I've come to learn and realize. And throughout TikTok, I've come to see that maybe I am autistic. And that's the joke in reality, because people always have to tell me I'm joking, I'm kidding, and yeah, I make these jokes, but I don't see why you're laughing. I laugh with you because it's weird how I don't show much of emotion, so I learned to be overly emotional or overly expressive, or at least I learned to lullaby the rooms I enter into, or I'd actually be more of a weirder dude. But now I'm just quirky or high energy, or I just do the beat bopping. That's a weird way you guys say I might have some things off about me mentally, but so long as he's not aggressive, and he's not, so long as he's not abusive, and he's not, so long as he's not what we see and deem to be incorrect to be in society, we're fine with him, even though he is a little bit off. But he keeps everything on, so we're not too disturbed by him. But I thank TikTok, and I also thank you for sharing your stories, because oh my God, these dots is just, like I said, about like a year and a half ago, I've been seeing more neurodivergent, autistic stuff, and I'm just like, no. But like, the elderly talk to me. Kids have no problems approaching me. Typically, when it comes to de-escalation situations, people talk to me, and people openly vent to me about shit that I'm just like, I didn't even ask you about this. Why are you telling me? Thank you. I'm not going to tell anybody, because I have this little HIPAA violation thing on me. Like, if you feel confident, not necessarily confident, if you feel, what's the word? Maybe it's competent. If you feel like you want to confide in me, then fine, by all means. I believe this world would be a better place if people shut the fuck up and actually listen to other people a little bit more, and actually being more compassionate and sympathetic as well as empathetic. The world would be a little bit of a better place. So I figure, well, how are you going to change the world if you don't change yourself? And I know I do have aggressive tendencies in my head and stuff like that, but I know not to act them out, 90% of them. But at the same time, I'm listening, and sometimes I always want to give advice, or at least want to share my story that I can relate to, and some people like it, some people don't, as well as I try to give advice. But I've come to learn years later, like, giving advice doesn't necessarily mean people are going to listen, doesn't necessarily mean that they need the advice, doesn't necessarily mean they even care for the advice. It's just, sometimes I'm just supposed to be there to listen, sometimes I shouldn't fucking be listening, because it doesn't matter, because they're going to complain about the same story next week. It seems like the problem is you. It doesn't matter if you get you away from the situation. The situation seems to find you, so you're the problem. But either way, like, I used to listen to that so much now, like, at this point in time, I'm starting to get sick of it, because it's just like, either the story is repeated or there's no intentions of growth, as well as sometimes they don't like me sharing my own snap bit. And it's just like, well, there's a reason why you feel so compelled to speak to me and just dump all this information on me. It's probably because I'm best suited to deal with it, but at the same time, I do realize it's not my job. It's not my job to do any of this shit. Everything, not necessarily everything, but the way I treat people is free. Like, yeah, I could be an asshole, or I could be nice, but I want to see a lot more kindness in this world. And I figure, well, like I keep saying, I gotta be from me. But at the same time, it doesn't mean people are going to be kind to me, and I've come to learn that throughout the years. Just because you're nice doesn't mean other people are going to be nice to you. Like, they might give you the benefit of the doubt, they might treat you nice out in public, they might, but if they won't, then don't stay. For all the years, I used to get people that just treated me kindly a little bit, I still, even to this day, have issues leaving places that aren't healthy for me, but I've at least been better about distancing, as well as creating barriers between the unhealthy people and me if I can't get out of the unhealthy environment. So it's just like I've always said, and I will say till the day that I die, the system only works because it's broken. And now that I got this new bit of information, the only reason why so many things are funny to me is because I'm not in on the joke, but I at least know I'm not in on the joke. So it's funny because I know there's a joke going, but most people don't realize it, and they think they're in on the joke too. But most of us are the butt of the joke, working until the fucking day we die, which is probably the main reason why I don't really have all that many goals, and I don't try all that much, because, well, one, it's pointless. Two, I believe in multi-dimensions. Three, I also don't foresee a bright future. Like, what's the point if all this is going to be destroyed? Like, I'm just out here trying to have fun, trying to love, trying to create art in all the forms I can. Like, I'm just trying to be happy. And there's so many angry people who didn't like that about me. And now I'm just like, well, let me give them pieces of me that they can handle. Now, at this point, I'm like, fuck it. I don't care if you can handle it. Scroll, fuck, die, block me, ignore me. I don't give a fuck. You guys didn't like me when I was younger, and you guys aren't going to like me as an adult. But at least as an adult, I have the skills to manage your guys' not liking me compared to as a child, where it's like, oh my God, now I need them to like me. Because how else am I going to get this shit? The adults need to feed me. If the adults don't feed me, then I guess I'm the fucking issue now, aren't I? Instead of like, I'm just rambling, you know. Well, I assume you know, and some of these other people know, but it's just, life's a bitch for no reason.